Hey everybody, Doug Rucker here with DougRuckerSchool.com and DougRuckerStore.com. And today I want to talk to you. I've had a couple of questions about the downstream bypass injectors. So just kind of want to go over that. I don't think I've done a updated video in a while. So just kind of want to go over some things and answer some of those questions that guys have been asking about those. So we got that coming up next. Okay, guys, when we're talking about downstream bypass injectors, we're talking about a way to inject your bleach mix, degrease, or whatever you're wanting to downstream out of your pressure washer. And the reason we use a bypass system as opposed to a regular injector that doesn't have a bypass, this would be just a regular one that you could hook up to a machine, throw it into a bucket, is that we have a way to turn our bleach mix off and go to rinse without having to use a separate bucket. But the most important thing is, because you have an injector in line, you lose a little bit of flow and pressure. So this allows you to not lose that flow and pressure when you want to rinse. You'll lose a little bit when you're injecting, but when you switch it and go to how it is straight here to rinse versus down, which would mean you're drawing your mix or chemical or whatever, you're going to lose a slight bit. It's barely noticeable, but it is noticeable. And so returning that flow back when you want to rinse helps, and it also helps when you want to keep this on and go to surface clean and you're not losing any flow or pressure, as opposed to if you had this in line and you went to surface clean, then you're going to have that pressure and flow loss still. So to eliminate that with this, you would actually want to turn the machine off and take this off, rehook your hose back up, and then you would eliminate the pressure and the flow loss. So how the bypass injector works is when it's hooked up to your machine or whip line from your machine or whatever, the way I have mine set up is the water is coming through the female end and out the plug. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I like plug out. Plug points the way of the water flow. Other guys like it opposite. That's fine. It's a personal preference thing. Doesn't mean one way is right or wrong or whatever. I just prefer and was always taught that the plug points the way of the water flow. So the water always comes out of the plug for me. So when the water comes across like this, the way it is, the water is not going to go down through here and pick up your mix, provided you have the proper nozzle in that's going to draw the mix out. And that would be like a black nozzle, chemical nozzle, or if you're using a J-rod, it's going to be your high soap nozzle and low soap nozzle. Those two would bring out the chemical when you're in downstream mode. So this is rinse, so the water comes straight across and it won't go down and go through the injector. If you were to turn this ball valve like this, when you're ready to soap or put down your chemical or bleach mix or whatever, then the water comes and it goes down through the loop, comes back up and down to your gun. Again, provided that you have the correct nozzle, and I'll show you those here in just a second. So rinse, water goes straight through, turn it like that, and you have your mix coming out. And I'll show you what it looks like on the machine. Hey, don't forget, we're located right here in the Houston, Texas area. We're up north, Porter, Texas, right by Humble, Kingwood, New Caney, Splendora, the Woodlands, but we service all over. People come from all over. We're right off of Loop 494 by US 59, so if you're ever in the area, please feel free to stop in and just say hello, talk a little shop, even if you don't need to buy anything. It's always good to meet folks. And just so folks know, you know, our business, our store is set up and is designed to help guys that are getting into this business. We try not to work with homeowners if at all possible. Sometimes a few will slip by or whatever. But I try to let the homeowners know that that's not what we're here for. And I don't mean to be cocky or rude or anything about that, but my passion really is helping you guys that are trying to start a business and support your families, that want to own a business and build it and grow it. That's what we're here for. We're not here to help homeowners that have, as a matter of fact, we don't even sell anything for, you know, little 2.5 gallon per minute machines, those types of machines that you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's. We sell only 4 gallon per minute belt and gear drive and up. I don't even sell direct drive machines. So again, I just want to point that out, that if you're a homeowner and you're getting value out of these videos, that's great, but we're not set up to sell things to you guys and do, you know, answer all the questions you may have trying to make your machine work like our machines. It just doesn't work that way. So please respect that we're just trying to help contractors that are starting a business. Find a guy in your area that's licensed, that's insured. And when I say a license, he's set up legally with a business license in your area, and is a legal entity or a legal business or whatever. If you need help in the Houston area finding folks, we can certainly refer some people out to you. But yeah, that's what we're here for, and we're located in the Humboldt-Kingwood area up in Porter, Texas. So when we're putting this on our machine, first off, you've got down here, you've got your water inlet. So that's your garden hose coming in. That's your water inlet. And then coming out, you've got I've got my plug fitting, because like I talked about previously, plug points the way of the water. So when this gets hooked up to the machine, you're going to just simply slide it over that way. And then your hose that's going out to your gun is going to hook to this. Then you would normally have like a 5 gallon bucket that you just drop this into. And so one of the things that this allows you to do is not have a separate bucket that you would have to walk over and take your regular, if you're using one of these types of injectors, then if you wanted to rinse, you would have to take this out of your bleach bucket, throw it into a bucket of water, and then you could rinse with it. So what this allows you to do is turn this ball valve down, use the correct nozzle on your J-rod, which would be this nozzle, which has the larger hole, okay, and this nozzle, which has a larger hole than these two nozzles. So this is soap high, this is soap low. So basically, if you're spraying up high, like a 2-story building or 3-story building or whatever, and your machine can get up that high, then that's the nozzle you would use to soap. This is the nozzle you would use to soap down low. You could use this nozzle and this nozzle. If you use these two nozzles, that will automatically cut off your bleach, but these are higher pressure nozzles. So normally in rinsing, we don't ever use this one because it's just all mist. It's like a 0-degree red tip, and it's mostly high pressure and mist, so we don't really want to use that because it would take forever to rinse and you have to stay off the surface. This is a great nozzle for just kind of like cleaning brick or something that needs a little pressure. So you've got two that are larger, which are your soap high, soap low. This is called rinse low. It's called rinse high. But what we want to do, let's say we're on a 2-story building, we want to use this nozzle to apply our bleach mix, okay, so that we get up high. So we come over and we turn our ball valve down like it is, and we can apply with this nozzle. Then when we want to rinse, we walk over and we turn the ball valve back, so it's going to bypass the injector now and not draw the solution using this same exact nozzle. And then you can rinse with just clear water. Okay, even though your hose is in the bleach bucket, it's not going to draw the bleach mix. Same thing here. If you wanted to apply with this nozzle, Turn the ball valve down. You want to rinse with this nozzle, which we've done many times. You can just turn this ball valve that way, and it's just going to draw water because the water is not going down through the loop for the bypass. Okay, so that's an excellent way to do it. Again, if you have a traditional one, then you have to walk over, put the hose into a bucket of water. Then you could rinse with these two, but you're going to lose a little pressure and a little flow not using a bypass type system. So just keep that in mind. It's noticeable, but it's not, you know, a big difference, but sometimes it can make a difference in reaching something or a little extra pressure sometimes that you need. So that's how the bypass injector works on a like a portable machine like that. Now I'll take you over to a skid that we're finishing up building and showing you what it would look like on a, you know, similar machine, but it's just on a skid for a truck or trailer or whatever. Okay. Hey, don't forget, guys, our next hands-on training school monthly, the one we do every month for the last 12 years, is going to be July 10th and 11th right here in the Houston, Texas area, right here in Porter at the training center where I'm standing and just shot this video. So July 10th and 11th, that's our next hands-on training. Also, if you can't make it, don't forget about the online video school. Over 250 videos. The main part is the roof cleaning, the house washing, the concrete cleaning, and the property protection modules where you can watch those. And then take tests after those, and we'll absolutely mail you a certificate if you want one after you've passed all 4 of the tests. And then after those 4 modules, there's just all kinds of other videos on there that have accumulated over the last 12 years. And so plenty of content to help you get your business going and grow it, and will definitely 100% help you cut your learning curve. One thing I do want to mention before I go over to the skid is if you want to rinse this injector out, which I highly recommend, then you would just have a separate water bucket, throw that into some water, turn this down. So now when you use one of these 2 nozzles or just open your ball valve, it's going to draw water and rinse that injector out. So you want to make sure that you're doing that as well. And then on these injectors, they're built so that if you have extras, because these are going to fail eventually one day, but the way we build these is they're built so that the injector can come out. And if you had another one built, say you're on a job, this injector stops drawing, you don't have to sit there and try to figure it out. Just grab you another injector, slip it in here, put your hose back on, pull your siphon tube hose off of here. It'll slide right off because we don't hose clamp it, and then just slide it onto the new injector. Okay. Okay, guys, this is a little mini 6-foot skid that we're finishing up. I'm going to be releasing it to the wild next week. But here is the same situation. You've just got a skid machine. It's basically, this is a gear drive machine. And we went with a gear drive on this one to kind of save space because those belt drive machines are much larger in the skid systems, and this is a smaller truck. But anyway, here is your unloader. And again, you have the plug coming off here. And so this bypass injector would actually go right here. And then the way we have it set is we have a whip hose that is coming over from the hose reel. I don't know if you can see that right there. I hope you can see it. So that's the hose reel for the pressure hose. Got the Fierce Jet 200 feet. And so that whip line hose is going to come to the machine. And so he could have this a couple of buckets sitting down here if you wanted to do it that way with a siphon tube going into there. Or the way we have this one actually set up, we have it set up with a Flow Pro. I'll stick that on here in a second. But you could take this hose, you wanted to make life really easy on you, and here is a three-way mounting box right here, and inside is a poly three-way valve. Let me take that water inlet off so you can maybe see it better. There it is. And so this hose right here that's coming out of the bottom would come up here to this hose barb. And then you've got one hose that goes to water tank, one hose that goes to the bleach tank. And so when you're using this and you're washing a house, you would turn this to the bleach tank side and then just operate the ball valve like you normally would. Once you got ready to rinse, then all you would have to do is turn this towards the water tank side, then turn this ball valve down so it's going to draw just water and you can rinse out. So that's kind of an easier way to do it on a skid system like this or a trailer. If you've got just a portable machine, of course, there's no place to put this. So you just have to have that extra bucket to rinse it out. So as I was saying, on this machine, we have the Flow Pro bypass system set up. This is a remote system. So this gentleman that bought this unit, all he has to do is just, we've got this set so that he can remove this part when he's traveling and actually stick it in his truck. That's what I do because I don't want this bouncing around going down the road or anything. I don't think there would be a problem. They're pretty sturdy, well built, and matter of fact, I think Judd West does that with his. He just leaves it there. But I take mine out and put it in the back seat of my truck. That way I know for sure that it's not bouncing around and it's protected. And if I forget and pull into a store or get something to drink or whatever, I know nobody can walk up and take it if they wanted to. Even though they wouldn't know what it is, people will steal anything. So, so this is the ball valve part right here. It's the same ball valve that's on your manual downstream bypass injector. And so all it's doing is we're just using a remote that's in our hand, and the control center is actually right there. And so you can see the light when it's on rinse. You'll see the light blinking. When it's on soap, it won't be blinking. I never pay attention to the light though, because the remote makes a beep and tells you that you've made contact. So I didn't mean to get in about the Flow Pro remote. This is mainly to teach guys, but that's the remote right there. So anytime you hit mix or rinse, you get a little beep. So anyway, that's the downstream bypass injector. We sell these in both the the 3 to 5, 2.1 injectors. We also sell them in the 5 to 8. On my 8 gallon per minute machines and 5 gallon per minute machines, I run nothing but the 3 to 5 injectors, because on an 8 gallon per minute machine, 3 to 5 injector, which is the 2.1, is going to get you a little bit stronger mix because it pulls less water. So I hope that has helped you guys. Like I said, we sell these in ready to use, where you would get it basically just like this. It's all put together. But we also sell it in what's called DIY. If you want just the parts, you save a little bit of money and you can put it together yourself. Very simple, pretty easy. Just follow the picture on the, and I've got a couple of videos how to put these together too. So, but yeah, we sell them in RTU and DIY, so you can put it together yourself, or we can ship it ready to use out of the box. Just need to know your inlet and outlet. And just remember, also one thing, make sure if you put it together yourself, the little arrow, we can sit it, that little arrow right there, that points the direction that the chemical is going to flow. So you want to make sure that's pointing down the loop so it comes to your gun. If you point it up, you're going to have a problem. So, and you'll know pretty quick, and you can just reverse it. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Hope this has been helpful. If you want to or can, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get notifications whenever I come out with something new. Hit the like, leave me a comment, question, if I can help you. Hey, if you have any questions or need information about any of our products, then email me at info@DougRuckerStore.com. If you have questions about our school trainings, the online video school, or our monthly training here, or our difference makers conferences, we've got another one coming up in November, by the way, then hit me up at pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com. That's the best ways to get a hold of me. I have people that try to message me on Instagram, Facebook, all kinds of different variety of ways, and I concentrate on monitoring the emails and then text messaging through the store or my school phone, which is for the students that have paid to attend or on the online school. So that's the best way to get a hold of me. I'm not on Facebook Messenger a lot. As a matter of fact, I have that ding noise turned off so I don't hear it. So I just happen to go through and check Messenger. I'll see messages, so sometimes those can be a little bit late responding to. So email for the store stuff, info@DougRuckerStore.com. For the school, pressurecleaningschool@gmail.com. I hope you guys have a very, very blessed day and a blessed week. And by the way, stay hydrated. It's very hot out there. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Before you leave the house or the office for the jobs, make sure you and your crew are drinking plenty of water beforehand. Start when you wake up in the morning. That's what I do. And stay hydrated. All right? Have a very, very blessed rest of your week.